Hey, we're at the entrance of the Lionel Hampton Park for the City of Atlanta, which is the jumping off point for the operation at Utoy Creek for the 14th and 23rd Corps. Here we sit along the original Willis Mill Road, which was at one time just a dirt and gravel road until recently when the City of Atlanta paved this. It is also near Martin Luther King, about 3/4 of a mile south of the intersection of Martin Luther King and Willis Mill Road. Immediately to our west is Peyton Road. Hightower changes into Peyton, and Hightower is the most likely route that the 14th Army Corps took from Davis's Hill to get to this location. Now, in the operation planned by Sherman in order to break the railroads from Davis's Hill and going over Utoy Creek, the significant things are the Willis Mill Road that goes down immediately south of here. It's also near the Herrings Mill, which is one of the few places you can cross at the dam of North Utoy Creek without actually getting in the water. You can cross Willis Mill here, which there was a small bridge on Willis Mill in which you could cross the creek, and immediately half a mile to our west is what is now known as Peyton Road. On Peyton Road was the Bankston House, a significant home that was marked on all the maps, and it was used by the Confederates as a headquarters for their cavalry, who was scouting and watching the Union Army advancing in this direction. Now, immediately after the Federal troops began in motion in this direction, the U.S. 14th Army Corps connected with the 15th Army Corps that had just participated in the Battle of Ezra Church. They linked up with the 15th Corps that was also on the north bank of Utoy Creek in Westview Cemetery, southern part of Westview Cemetery. The two linked up here on the north bank of Utoy Creek, and they presented a unified front against the Confederate forces that were south of the creek. This is made up primarily of Armstrong's cavalry. Now, what's unique about the Confederate cavalry is the Union cavalry carried swords and pistols and a few rifles that were like the they would carry a few rifles with them, carbines with them. The Confederate troops carried a rifle just like the infantry, a 58 caliber long rifle that they would use, and they would fight as infantry, even using a bayonet. They also probably had a pistol with them. But the Confederate troops of the only other blocking force that was available after the Battle of Ezra Church was Armstrong's Mississippi Cavalry. And they dug in positions south of North Utoy Creek to face and delay the Union advance toward the railroads. Now, what else did they have with them? They were backed up by some artillery, and they had a couple of artillery batteries. Now, these artillery batteries gained the attention of the Federal forces on north of Utoy Creek, because each time the Federals had moved against the southern positions, they had been attacked. So it began to be expected that Hood would likely attack the forces here crossing Utoy Creek. Schofield was led to believe that Hood would probably attack him. What they did not know is that Jefferson Davis, the Confederate president, not to be confused with Jefferson C. Davis, the Union division commander in the 14th Army Corps, but Jefferson Davis had sent a telegram to General Hood in Atlanta, the Confederate commander, directing him not to attack the enemy in his entrenchments unless it was absolutely necessary. Now, the Union forces had no idea about these new instructions to Hood, so they expected every time they moved that they would be attacked by Hood. And here we sit on the Willis Mill Road, parallel to the Peyton Road, and these were the major thoroughfares in ways to advance into southwest Atlanta toward the objective of the railroad at East Point. And we just interviewed a gentleman who lives here who says that he can hear the railroad trains in the morning up on the heights in this hill as the sound travels up the Utoy Valley.
And can you talk a little bit about Willis Mill? How did it get its name? How's it related to the Utoy?
It's pretty logical. Southern roads are generally named during the Civil War period based upon the destination. So as you began this road up here on what was originally called the Lick Skillet Road, and now it's evolved and it's Martin Luther King. The destination of this road would be the Willis's Grist and Sawmill, which is on Willis Mill Road, between Sandtown and Campbellton Road, or now the Cascade and Campbellton Road. And Willis had the significant sawmill in the area. So you would travel down this road to get to Willis's Grist and Sawmill, which was interchangeable. You could use it for either.
So now this road right here, would this have been a main thoroughfare for federal soldiers to?
Absolutely. This is the way they're going to cross North Utoy Creek. And there's, of course, a bridge at the bottom of this, on this particular road, and there's a bridge over at Bankston's at Peyton Road.